Hi, my name is Pat Thomas. I'm the founder of Retained Ministries. And from the bottom of our hearts, we want to thank you for your generous support and your willingness to pray for us as we reach across the ocean and save young girls from being sold into prostitution. So much of the problem in this world, the injustices, stems from poverty. And what we're doing is we're addressing the poverty issue. In the morning, our girls and their mothers come to campus. We educate the little girls, and we hire the mothers to hand quilt the tops of the quilts that the little girls have pieced together. So what we're doing is we're proactive. We're bringing jobs into these family units so they're not forced to sell their daughters into prostitution. That's one of the unique things about our ministry. The purchase of the quilt is very important. The support, the offerings taking place will also impact these families. Poverty, unless you've seen it with your own eyes, is a very, very difficult thing to break out of. And what we're doing is we're breaking the poverty level within these families by educating these little girls and giving them skills that they'll be able to use to create their own business when they become young women, or to be able to go on to the factories and have a job already well trained. We'll go ahead and create opportunities for these young ladies. But as these young ladies prosper, they will also go back into their family and make sure they care for their elderly parents. So what we're really doing is so many unique things that we're doing, but one is we're breaking the poverty in these families, which will lift them up and give them a hope for the future. Well, we want to know the people who will end up purchasing the quilts. Know that, first of all, they're buying a very, very high quality family heirloom type quilt. I want you to know that the little girls that piece this together have a very, very important part to play in this. But also the mothers are hand quilting these quilts. And the workmanship that is in these quilts are very, very good. Every one of our quilts, before we bring them back to the United States, the church that we're using as the ministry center, all of on a Sunday morning, all of the church members will lay hands on every one of the quilts. They pray over the quilts. They pray for the ministry. They pray for those who sponsor and support us through purchasing the quilts. So we want you to know that every quilt has been prayed over in Khmer, and it is a fervent prayer that God will bless you as you have blessed them in the sort of the ministry. Yes, just recently we had an opportunity to have an hour with a quilt appraiser from St. Louis, Missouri. And during this time, my wife and I came in. We laid down 2 quilts in the samples, and as we opened up the quilts, both ladies, this quilt appraiser, who is an author of several books on quilting, Quilts Are Her Life, they just were awed by the beauty of the quilts and the quality. They talked about the point-to-point quality, the quality of the hand stitching, and we were very, very pleased with their response. And certainly we were pleased with the appraisal price of these quilts. The quilt that we showed her was appraised at $2,500. We want everybody who contributes to realize the significance of what they're doing. They're keeping these little girls from being sold into prostitution, thrown away as human trash. There is a connection now between those who contribute the finances and the families. I believe that the heart of a mother is to protect their children. And desperate situations create desperate situations. And deep poverty is truly a desperate situation. To have to make the decision on whether or not you, in order to survive, that you have to sell something. And in many cases, the only thing that these families have to sell is a child of theirs. And I can't imagine what it would be like to go ahead and in order to survive, to have the opportunity to feed one child, is to sell another one of their children so that the family could survive. This is truly a desperate situation. We want to thank you on behalf of Retained Ministries for your generous support. And we want you to know that you're truly making a difference in the lives of these children and these families. May God richly bless you.
Keep up the good work. What a great job. God bless you.
Akuntran.